Guys, I am on my way to Boston. Woo! So I'm in the airport. My amazing father-in-law picked me up at the house at 6 a.m. bright and early. He's a star. I made it through check-in. I made it through security. Got my coffee. Treated myself to a ham and cheese croissant. So I was super excited. Got all my stuff. Got all my stuff. Everything's checked in. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'll find out in like 15 minutes where my gate is. So yeah, very, very excited. I'm on my way. Last day of work went really well. All my meetings went well. Got everything done that I needed to get done. Boys are all squared away. Everything's sorted. So off for 10 days in Boston with my mom and stepdad. I can't wait. So when I'm like getting ready to board, I will check in. But for now, I'm going to enjoy a little coffee and ham and cheese croissant, treat myself. So I am walking to my gate, and I don't think I've said this, but I'm flying from Birmingham Airport through Dublin to Boston. And one of the things that I really love about flying through Dublin is that when you're flying to Boston, or to America really, through Dublin, you can clear customs and immigration in Dublin so that when you land in Boston, it's as if, sorry, I'm just walking to make sure I'm not crashing into anyone. When you land in Boston, it's as if you're landing from a domestic flight. All you have to do, this is my gate, all you have to do is get your luggage and out you go. So it's a really, really good way to make use of your layover, make use of that time productively, rather than when you're exhausted after an international flight, having to go through customs and immigration. And I find that because the staff, like the immigration and border control staff that are working in Dublin, because they're there as expats working abroad, they're on, I'm assuming, really good contract terms. So they're very happy. They're very kind. They're very polite. And it's a very positive experience. So this is my preferred way to travel. Birmingham Airport is closer to me than Heathrow. Yes, it has a layover. It's not direct, but it means that you're not piffing all the way down to Heathrow. And on the other side of things, you're not having to deal with passport control and border control on the other side. So yes, it's a flight with a layover, but it's still the preferred way of doing it. Also, I'm flying with Aer Lingus, and I really like Aer Lingus. I think it's a very comfortable airline, so it's just my preferred way to travel. So I'm now in the queue to be able to board, and yeah, very happy. I'll see you guys on the flight, on the plane.
A few moments later.
I'm in Dublin, so I've just made it through security. You have to do security again just because you've transferred in, and all the customs and immigration. And I think I literally stood in line for maximum 5 minutes. There was no line for security. They're done. There was no line at security, and there was maximum 5 minute line at immigration, maybe 5 minutes, more likely 3. And it was just like, here's your passport. Do you have any prohibited items? No. Okay, enjoy your flight. Thanks, bye. You know, I can't even tell you when I flew into Los Angeles for my sister's wedding 7 years ago. Barry and I stood in immigration at LAX for no word of a lie over an hour. And I was pregnant and needed to pee. And I ended up in tears because they were so disrespectful at LAX. And you're just sort of treated like cattle. Whereas here, they're so respectful. It's like so typical of Ireland. They're just so kind and polite, and it's wonderful. So I'm gonna get the lift up to where my gate is, and probably gonna get my laptop out. Ooh, slammed my bag against the door. Get my laptop out and do a little bit of work. It's a very busy airport today. But yeah, so far so good. I didn't get my camera out on the flight just because it was like, because it's just a sort of city hopper between Birmingham and Dublin. There was a lot of business people on the flight, and I was sitting next to 2 businessmen. And I was like, this doesn't really feel appropriate for me to whip out my camera and start filming. So yeah, I opted to not film on the plane. Just didn't feel respectful. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day in Dublin. I'm going to get to my gate, which is just at the end of this corridor, and chill. I'm going to fill up my water bottle and chill. I think I've got like an hour until my flight boards, so I might read a little bit, maybe get a coffee, but I think I'm kind of coffeeed out at this point. I had a coffee in the car on the way to the airport, and a coffee, as you saw at Birmingham. I might just have some water. But yeah, so far so good. If you're ever traveling to and from the UK and the US, if you have a way to transfer through Dublin, I highly recommend. It just makes for a much easier transition. So yeah, I'm nearly at my gate and I'm going to have a little chill. So I don't know how well you can hear me. I'm going to use the mic to the full extent of it, but the light here is pretty good. And I wanted to talk about what makeup I used this morning, because I wanted to do a little bit of light makeup just for the journey, and I'm taking a bit of a risk because I used the NYX Buttermelt Skin Tint, but I applied it with my fingers in the hopes that that would apply better, and I've done it without any sort of a primer. I think it's applying better without any sort of a primer. My hair is looking a bit rough, apologies. But yeah, so far I put it on at 5:30 this morning. It is 2:30. There's been no touch-ups. And so far, things are looking incredible. Let me do a little natural light. Yeah, I didn't bring it with me because I was using makeup that I had in my collection that I didn't pack with me, obviously, because everything was pre-packed. But for makeup that I'd put on, that I tried out a few weeks ago, and I had a really, really bad initial reaction with it, I've been trying it out in a few different ways with different primers, different setting sprays, different moisturizers, and I think I'm getting to terms with it. One thing I have to say about it, though, it has an intense scent, but so far so good, and I will check in when I arrive in Boston because I am putting this through its paces today in terms of a wear test. So yeah, my food, my lunch is about to arrive. But yeah, so far so good. It is 2:30 and I'm watching a documentary that I downloaded from the BBC. So yeah, so far the flight's going really well. So excited. We're just gonna land soon. I think we're landing in about 8 minutes. It's been such a good, easy flight. The guy that was sitting next to me went and sat in a different seat, so I've had a little double seat to myself. The meal was actually really nice. I never normally eat airplane food. It's a chicken pasta. It was really yummy. I listened to Jeremy Renner's audiobook, which has been really, really inspirational. So I really enjoyed that. I didn't end up sleeping. Watched a few documentaries, listened to that audiobook, and just had a nice chill. Read a little bit. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to get through some of the cloud to be able to see Boston, my home city, my love. So yeah, it's just a bit of a shame that I'm sitting over the wing, so I cannot show you as we approach into Boston. I can get a good sort of vantage. Also, the window's really kind of not very clear. Yeah, if I get a good vantage point of Boston as we approach into the city, because Logan Airport is right in the city, so it's a really beautiful approach as you come into the city. So I'll see if I can get a good shot of that. There's my city in the distance. You can't really see it because we're coming in from a different angle. But I just love that you fly in right over the water. I just love flying into Logan. You fly in right over the beach. It's just such a beautiful way to fly in to the city. It makes me happy to come home, see my parents. So yes, I will see them in probably about half an hour or so.